Back the Night took place last night, giving space and a voice to victims of sexual assault. We've got coverage for you tonight of all the events.
You glow, girl. The Rec Center is bringing back a fan favorite tonight. We'll tell you more.
Kent State and the Kent Area Chamber of Commerce came together this morning to celebrate how the alumni are impacting local and international communities.
New details are emerging in an alleged foiled terror attack. All these stories and more as KSTV starts right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good evening, Portage County. Thank you so much for joining us this Wednesday evening. I'm Liv Sharp.
And I'm Hayden Cruz.
We start tonight with survivors of relationship violence who banded together for the annual Take Back the Night March.
Our own Nikki Gajeski was there. Nikki, good evening.
Good evening, Liv and Hayden. With October being Relationship Abuse Awareness Month, I attended last night's Take Back the Night event. At this event, there were scenes of flashes taking clear flashes and empowering all in our community. Have you ever walked around feeling scared in the Kent area?
Yeah, I want to say definitely like downtown and maybe by the bars, especially at night.
I come from a more city background and I've experienced some odd situations with people like either on the bus or just in passing.
Kent State's Center for Sexual and Relationship Violence Support Services led Take Back the Night to combat the ongoing issue in relationship violence.
Just to stand in solidarity with those individuals and let people know that everyone has a right to walk alone and feel safe at night.
The national organization reports 1 in 3 women experience some form of sexual violence, and only 50% will report it.
Because there's power in numbers. I think the more people that see that it's okay to come together and talk about what happened to them or what happened to someone else that they know.
According to Kent's annual security report, the number of dating-related violences rose to 18 cases. But with events like these, there's hope these crimes and others can reduce.
Being assaulted, I struggled mentally and physically. I struggled in my classes, I pushed my friends away, and I wasn't my typical happy self.
I personally have never experienced it, but I know people who have, so I was just coming out to support them.
We're loved and super empowered, and my mom is out here, my advocate who helped me during the process is here. So
the hope is that people continue to speak out, just continue to be comfortable enough to say, hey, this happened to me.
How does this event make you feel?
Happy. It makes me feel empowered. It makes me feel that I'm actually doing something and impacting people's lives.
Ola Stirs recommends anyone, including victims, who need someone to talk to, stop by the Williamson House to just converse with someone on their staff. Reporting for KSTV News, I'm Nikki Gajeski.
All right, thank you, Nikki. Well, as fall season approaches, so does sixth season on campus. Since the start of the semester through the morning of October 5th, the DeWeese Health Center conducted 493 COVID tests, with 103 tests being positive. According to the Cleveland Clinic Health Essentials, studies suggest 1 in 5 people infected with coronavirus never develop symptoms. You can get a free at-home COVID testing kit in DeWeese's lobby with a limit of 1 per student. Flu vaccination clinics for students, faculty, and staff will be offered on campus.
Tonight is the first presentation in the series Crime and Justice in French Cinema, presented by the Departments of Modern Classical Language Studies and Sociology in the DI Hub Theater. Faculty members will be invited to speak about the films and their impact. Seating is first come, first serve.
The Portage County Emergency Management Agency officially opened its new command center. The center, located in Ravenna Township, was built with modernization and a key focus of incorporating technology to enable EMA to quickly handle any disaster that may arise. The Portage County Commissioners funded the nearly $4.5 million project through the American Rescue Plan Act grant program. The new center officially opened on October 1st.
Tonight is the Ride for Pride Glow and Give ride at the Student Rec Center in the Combative Studio. One of Kent's spin instructors will take participants through a colorful glow ride at 8:30 p.m. Students must bring a food item or personal hygiene product to be admitted and to be entered in raffles to win prizes. You can register online now. City and state leaders took a trip to Kent, Ohio today for the Bowman Breakfast.
President Dyakin also spoke about his Kent State Works program.
KSTV's Joe Malvin has the story.
The 61st Annual Bowman Breakfast, a chance for Kent City leaders and university leaders to unite in the Kent State Ballroom.
And it's so important that the university and the business community as well as the city community really engage with each other to grow our community as a whole.
This year's keynote speaker, Kent State President Todd Dyakin.
And Kent would exist without Kent State University in a very different fashion. It's really that coming together of the two that makes it such a special moment, and it's why Kent State worked.
While this year's 61st Annual Bowman Breakfast is, of course, all about the breakfast, President Todd Dyakin talked all about his program, Kent State Works, which has had a great impact on the Kent community.
I work in the alumni arm of the university, so to be able to watch and see how our alumni are impacting the world is really important because they're making a difference in so many ways.
Todd Dyakin also commended the success of Kent State Works.
The last time we did a survey, 98% of our nursing graduates on the Kent campus were fully employed in nursing after graduation.
According to the university's 2023 Economic Impact Report, Kent State University brings in around $5.4 billion and supports roughly 72,000 jobs in Northeast Ohio.
And so Kent State really works by putting that talent in town where the city doesn't have to go out and find the talent. They have it as a hub right here in town.
We are a university not just for the fortunate few, but for the meritorious many.
Reporting for Kent Stater TV, I'm Joe Malvin.
Your first forecast on Kent Stater TV.
Good evening, Kent State. I'm anchor Eli Fetterspiel coming to you with tonight's weather. Let's start our world of weather with our hourly forecast for tonight. First, we're going to look currently. It is 6 p.m. 57 degrees. It has been a very sunny, cloudless day, so makes sense. We have had a 0% chance of precipitation today. As we go further into the night, midnight, looking at a 5% chance of precipitation, dropping down to 45 degrees. And then tomorrow, as we start our days, Thursday morning, it's going to be a brisk 40 degrees with a 7% chance of precipitation. Let's dive more into what tomorrow is going to look like. Our Thursday forecast is going to be a high of 60 degrees, so fairly similar to what we had experienced today. We're going to have clouds early in the day, but then again, we are going to be having another clear day with clear skies. 7-mile-per-hour winds heading north to northeast, and that low is going to be a very low 37 as we are working towards feeling that autumn weather day by day. Right now in our northeast region, we are going to take a look. Ashtabula here is at 57 degrees. We got Cleveland right here on the lake with 60 degrees. Sandusky, a similar 62 degrees. Mansfield jumping up a little bit, 64 degrees. Worcester, 62 degrees. Akron-Canton with 60 degrees. Over to my right, we have Youngstown with a similar 60 degrees, and Kent looking like with the lowest amount of us all with 56 degrees right now. Make sure to stick around for more from me covering our current statewide weather for this evening, as well as our upcoming forecast for this week. Back to you, Liv and Hayden.
Thank you, Eli. Cleveland is giving many city employees a half day for Election Day after the city council named it an official city holiday. This is to enable workers to vote, which busy schedules can often prevent people from doing so. Non-union workers are immediately eligible, but unions are in the process of negotiating adding this benefit.
In a poll done by Baldwin Wallace University, 69% of Ohio voters oppose gerrymandering ahead of the Issue 1 vote. The issue is a proposed state constitutional amendment removing elected politicians from drawing maps for state legislative and congressional districts and replace it with independent citizens commissions made up of the three major parties. The survey of 877 registered voters across Ohio was conducted September 30th through October 1st.
Bay Village police are investigating a shooting after a woman called to report she shot her roommate who had been attacking her all night. When police arrived on the scene, Erica Wanzel was identified as the caller, and her male roommate was pronounced dead. Wanzel was taken into custody, and the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office will be contacted to determine charges.
More than $11,000 was raised for a family of a teen killed in a car crash in Wayne County. The crash happened while 14-year-old Aurora Cramble and 4 others were on their way to the homecoming football game. Hearing of the tragedy, Illusion Screen Printing in Worcester made T-shirts with Norwayne Strong on them to help the family. Since sales began on Saturday, Illusions have received over 2,000 orders.
The Supreme Court has indicated they may uphold a controversial regulation of the Biden administration, what it is and how it could affect you.
Hurricane Milton is making landfall tonight, and the National Weather Service is still trying to make residents who did not evacuate aware of the dangers coming to their cities.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you!
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Today, the world could use a little more understanding. Understanding nurtured by shared values. We come together at Kent State. Different dreams, different viewpoints, united by purpose. Preparing to make a difference in our divided world. Wherever you are in your life's journey, come learn with us. Begin at Kent State.
Students in Oregon staged a walkout at Gresham High School after unrest with the school's handling of a student bringing a loaded gun to school.
No one was injured in the incident, and the school was not put into lockdown. It took 3 hours for the student to turn over the gun to law enforcement.
Many students and parents are now calling for changes to school administration and protocols. The FBI have arrested an Oklahoma man who allegedly conspired to attack Americans on Election Day. 27-year-old Nasir Ahmad Tawadi is from Afghanistan and had been in communication with an ISIS recruiter. He was arrested after purchasing rifles and ammunition from an undercover officer. Tawadi and an unnamed juvenile were going to carry out this attack on behalf of ISIS.
The Supreme Court signaled Tuesday it may uphold a Biden administration regulation on ghost gun kits, which allow people to build fully functional and untraceable guns at home. The regulations were imposed in 2022, claiming a 1968 law requiring manufacturers and dealers to perform background checks and include serial numbers on firearms covering the kits. The Biden administration has claimed ghost guns are being used more frequently by criminals. The High Court's decision is expected by next summer.
Hurricane Milton is expected to make landfall sometime this evening in Florida, and the devastating Category 4 storm is growing in size as it approaches. Evacuation orders were sent throughout the week to counties around Tampa, but the National Weather Service has stated it's time to shelter in place as the storm will hit around 10 p.m. Floridians have been attempting to evacuate but have had to deal with gridlock traffic, booked out hotels, and empty gas stations.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
Let's get back to our Kent State and Portage County weather forecast for this Wednesday evening. We'll also take a look at our surrounding areas, including weather statewide. Right now, we're going to take a look at our major Ohio cities. We have Toledo sitting at a 68 degrees right now in our 6 p.m. hour. Columbus with the same 68 degrees. Cincinnati, always the one that jumps up in heat. They have 73 degrees currently. Athens, Ohio, 68 degrees. And if we move over Pennsylvania with Pittsburgh, 62 degrees. And Akron, Canton, where we're sitting right now, a little bit lower than the rest, we have currently sitting at 60 degrees. Let's take a look at our extended forecast for what the rest of our week is going to look like. Thursday, high of 60 with a low of 37 and a 7% chance of precipitation. Jumping up a bit on Friday, get to have a great sunny Friday with a high of 71 and a low of 53, 8% chance of precipitation. All right, we're going to be moving up a bit with the precipitation starting on Saturday, 24% with a high of 66 and low of 48. Sunday is looking to be a little bit rainy with a high of only 64 and a low of 44, 57% chance of precipitation. If we move over here, we are really jumping down with high of only 49 on Monday, low of 37, 66% chance of precipitation that Monday. Moving into Tuesday, still going to be rainy, but we're going to be heading back towards sunny skies with a high of 50, low of 37. And Wednesday, a week from today, we're going to be having a high of 52, low of 35, and a 24% chance of precipitation. Make sure to check back tomorrow evening for more weather-related content and updates. As always, I am your Wednesday weather anchor, Eli Fetterspiel. See you next week, Portage County.
All right, Eli, thank you. Well, Boeing has withdrawn a contract offer after not getting a union deal. The contract offer was for 33,000 machinists who've been on strike since mid-September. The strike will continue on costing Boeing more than $1 billion per month. CEO of Boeing's commercial aircraft unit, Stephanie Pope, said the company improved contract pay during talks this week, but the union didn't consider the proposals. Boeing refused to improve wages, retirement plans, and vacation or sick leave.
The CIA is under fire after a string of sexual assault cases at the agency are being brought to light. Courts around D.C. and Virginia have been hearing cases quietly over the last year and what multiple officials are calling a deep-rooted cultural problem at the agency. Many female whistleblowers have also gone to Capitol Hill to speak about their experiences to a congressional oversight committee.
Amazon's Prime Big Deal Days have returned. The 48-hour sales event started yesterday and will end tonight at midnight, giving Prime members exclusive access to deals across a number of popular categories. Amazon says you can expect high discounts on products from top brands, including Dyson, Lego, and Bose. This is the third time Amazon has hosted a Prime Day style event during the fall season. If you want to lock in on these deals, you have until the end of the day to shop till you drop.
Brazil has lifted their ban on the social media site X after the app paid heavy fines and blocked accounts known to spread misinformation. Brazil's Supreme Court banned the platform in late August after the site refused to ban accounts who were knowingly spreading misinformation about Brazil's presidential election. But now an estimated 22 million users will regain access to X.
Former wife of Bill Gates, Melinda French Gates, will grant $250 million to support women's health. The announcement signals a new chapter in French Gates' individual philanthropic giving after departing the Bill Melinda Gates Foundation earlier this year, and is part of a 2-year, $1 billion commitment made by French Gates to support women and families around the world. The grant will give at least 100 nonprofit organizations between $1 and $5 million.
A favorite Disney film is returning for a third installment. We've got the details on the return to Genovia.
And this game was the definition of what playoff baseball is all about. The highlights coming up on your KSTV Sports Report.
Kent State University's Marcello Fantoni has served on the scientific committee of the Palace of Versailles for the past decade. Through this prestigious position, Fantoni creates worldwide connections, helping Kent State students and faculty realize one-of-a-kind global experiences.
It's a rough word.
Kent State University is a global university. We have a presence in every single continent of this planet. If we send our Ohio students all over the world and bring their experiences back, we create the conditions in Ohio for a much healthier and stronger development of the entire state. When you come back and you have more tools in your brain, more options for solutions, you are a more talented, a more versatile professional. And this is what the market wants today. The future of higher education is global.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
This is your Kent Stater TV Sports Report.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to your KSTV Sports Report. Tonight, we'll update you on all things Golden Flashes and give you some updates around the MLB playoffs, as we'll start by going over to the pitch. Tomorrow, the Golden Flashes soccer team will travel to play the Northern Illinois Huskies. Kent State comes off of a home match against Western Michigan, where they fell 3-1, their second loss in a row at home. Northern Illinois comes in with a 6-4-3 record, but is still looking for their first win since the middle of September. This will mark the 30th matchup all-time between the two teams, where the Golden Flashes led the series 14-10-5. Kickoff for the game is set at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And the Golden Flashes announced an extended partnership with 850 ESPN Cleveland to cover select men's and women's basketball games throughout the 2024-2025 season. 850 ESPN Cleveland serves as the flagship station for the Cleveland Browns and is one of the top sports broadcasting leaders in Northeast Ohio. The majority of men's and women's basketball will air on this platform, and the full list of dates will be available on KentStateSports.com. Now we're going to go over to Game 3 of the NLDS, Dodgers and Pirates, and right off the bat, bottom of the second, no outs, David Peralta lines it past the first baseman, and Petco Park goes nuts as he runs in Jackson Merrill and Xander Bogaerts as they sprint their way to make it a two-score game, 3-1, and then let me introduce you to Fernando Tatis Jr., who scorches this fastball right into the stands for a two-run home run, 6-1 Padres, making a statement early in this game. Now you might ask, well, how do you respond off of something like that, a 6-run inning? Well, how about you start with a grand slam to make it a one-score ball game? That right there is Teoscar Hernandez turns it into a one-score ball game, 6-5. But that stopped the scoring after a while, as the final pitch here being thrown by Robert Suarez, 6-5. The final score, Padres take the win. They're up in the series 2-1 as they will play later tonight for Game 4. And to end off tonight, the Cleveland Guardians were handed a loss against the Detroit Tigers in Game 3 of the ALDS with a final score of 3-0. They'll move to Game 4 in Detroit tomorrow at 6:08 p.m. That's all for sports tonight. I'm Dom O'Brien. We'll see you next time.
A country legend is donating money to disaster relief from Hurricane Helene. Who is it and how much are they donating? Coming up later.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Dad!
Okay, here we go, throw it!
Yeah.
You probably don't remember what you told me.
That
Perfect. But I heard every word.
Nice.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money gonna come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Yoga is already a great experience for the mind and the body, but the Kent State organization is taking it to another level.
KSTV's Tyler Schlosser got an extra paw or two for his workout. Take a look.
Tuesday evening at the Kent State Rec Center, a group of students got together to chill out during the height of midterms. Some people say exercise is the best way to relax, and some say cuddles are key. Freedom Paws says, why not both, with puppy yoga.
The ability to take a little time out of your busy schedule to have fun. It's not all work and no play. You have to have time for yourself, build in a little time to smile and laugh and just let off steam.
Freedom Paws is a nonprofit organization on campus that raises and trains service dogs. Once they're grown and fully trained, they're adopted by members of the community in need of their help. Today is one of the puppy's first chances to socialize with the locals.
It was cool that we got to interact with them, and they were playing too. It was like they were sweet dogs, so it was really nice. And all the helpers and employees were super sweet too.
The event's activities consisted of basic beginner yoga practices, which the puppies were more than happy to join in with their own special ways. The easy exercises let people get a good workout while focusing on their new fluffy friends.
I wasn't feeling insecure about how seriously I took it or how good I was at yoga. I thought it was very low key.
Yesterday's event was Halloween themed, which won't be returning for another year, but anyone who's interested in joining isn't out of luck.
We have another one lined up, our Gobbler edition, in November. And then we also have one, the Holiday edition, that's right before finals.
Everyone seemed to be happy with their time together, not the least of which were the adorable stars of the show, Opal, Knox, and Quill.
Wasn't that adorable? Well, country legend Dolly Parton is helping Hurricane Helene relief efforts. On Friday at a Walmart in Newport, Tennessee, a temporary shelter offering meals, showers, and laundry facilities to affected residents, Parton announced she is donating $1 million, and her East Tennessee businesses, along with the Dollywood Foundation, are donating another $1 million. The money is going to the Mountain Ways Foundation to provide immediate assistance to Helene flood victims.
A Princess Diaries 3? Shut up! But seriously, Anne Hathaway, the star of the Disney films, confirmed that Princess Diaries 3 is in the works. It is not known who will reprise their roles from the first early 2000s movies or even when it will be released, but Hathaway has said she is excited to play the spunky princess Mia Thermopolis once again. That's all the time we have left for the night. Thank you for joining us.
For the latest updates on these stories that impact our community, go to the Kent Wired website and follow us on social media. From Genovia, I'm Hayden Cruz.
And I'm Liv Sharp. Have a great night, Portage County.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread. and kiss them all soundly.
Lights out.
Good night. And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.